Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another week of small groups. There's only like 3-4 weeks of small groups left, and so we're kind of hitting the end of this semester as we get into Thanksgiving and Christmas and the busy holiday season. But don't fret, don't worry, because small group semester will start back in January, and so I want to encourage you to finish strong, no matter if this is your first time attending a small group or you've been attending every single small group every week. I want you to know that you can finish strong, that you can build relationally, and you can dive into God's Word no matter where you're at, no matter how prepared you feel. Let's dive into God's Word together. This past Sunday, Pastor Jordan continued his series called Tapped Out. And I hope this series is hitting you in the heart as much as it's hitting me, because it has been very impactful to hear this series. I think a lot of us are maybe going through this or have just been through seasons of being tapped out, being ready to give up, ready to give in. And Pastor Jordan has spoke on how we get to a season of being tapped out, how we get out of a season tapped out. And this week, he spoke on being financially tapped out. And really, the gist of his message was, are you living in margin? Because the miracle happens in the margin. Miracle doesn't happen when us as Americans are overspending more than our paycheck, going beyond our means to build a life that we think we want, but in the end just leaves us stressed out, leaves us financially stressed, emotionally stressed, spiritually stressed, and honestly can get you to a point of anxiety and depression, just feeling like life is just too much. And so we want to be serious when we have conversations. As you conversate tonight over your finances, as you conversate about how God would be wanting us to live financially, let's be intentional about knowing that the people around us, whether it looks like they have a lot of money or it looks like they have little, that we can all get to seasons of being tapped out in our finances. In the story of the widow, we see that the widow did not ignore her debt. She did not ignore the fact that she was falling short. She did not ignore her lack. She did not ignore that. What she did was she brought her lack, she brought what wasn't enough to God in faith that He would do something for her. And I think that's something that we could all take away from this story, is that we can bring our lack to God, for He cares about us. More than the birds and the sparrows, Jesus cares about the things that we're walking through. So let's dive into some questions together as a spiritual family. Number one, talk about an area of your life where you feel you could use more margin and less overspending. I know for me, it's probably eating out. That's the easy thing to do, is to get done with a busy day and just go eat somewhere. That's probably a thing for many people sitting around. Number two, read Philippians 4, verses 11 through 13. What do these verses teach us about contentment in our finances? Contentment in our finances. And number three, what's one small step that you can take this week to create some space for God to financially fill? One small step. I think at the end of the day, if we could take our financial situation and we could sit down at the beginning of the month and ask God, what can we do with our finances that would honor you? What do you see us doing with our finances? How can we go about making this big purchase that we want to make in a way that would honor you, in a way that would put you first? I think across the board, no matter what walk of life you're in, that's something that we could all be better about. Is instead of asking God for help on the back end of things, when we are financially stressed out, when we have made a bad purchase and now we're asking God to help us get out of it, if we could start with God, if we could start with prayer, how would our lives look different? And so as you go about conversating and asking questions and diving into the Word, I just want you to keep that in mind. How can we all start with God in our finances? I hope y'all guys have a great week. I'm excited for this semester and everything that it's brought, and to finish out our Tapped Out series. I hope y'all guys have a great week, and we'll see you again soon.